It's a couple of days since Christmas. I think we're 2 days out. I did want to show you some finished objects. I got it done, finished, finito. I finished this yesterday up here and finished weaving in all the ends and attempted to full it, but my dryer was not cooperating, so I haven't fulled it yet. I did want to talk about fulling and why I prefer fulling. I like to full my wool stockings because with ends and color work, here's the wrong side, and I'll show you. Here is the side that I use the on amour technique, and they are way more anchored. And here is the side where I just twisted my work, right up in here. There's a lot looser strands. I have to admit, though, I got tired at the end and sort of stopped caring. Hence my desire to full this in the dryer. It's dried now since then, and I hadn't figured out how to override the I'm dry already auto mechanism. Sometimes improvements in our products mean that we don't get to run the dryer as long as we want to, and I could not fight it. But I prefer to full these, therefore these carry-alongs will stick to the stocking itself, and then when I put my hand in, I won't catch it on things. Now, everybody in my family is too old to put things in stockings anyway, so it's probably not as huge of a deal as it would have once been. I also wanted to show you that I made an I-cord hanger, mostly because I prefer it for holding, especially if you put things in your stocking. And then I also stitched all 4 sides of the I-cord in so that it is really a part of the stocking and not just a little afterthought piece of chain. But finished. I'm much happier with it. I do think that I'm not positive if it was, well, it was me either way, but if it's loose stitching or if it's I really just made a mistake in the color work, that it doesn't really show up. So I don't know. I looked at it a couple times and I can't tell if it's a mistake in the design on my part or if it's just not enough contrast in my yarn. But either way, I'm quite pleased with it. I like it even though it's not bright. The green definitely stands out quite nicely, and I do like the orange flowers. Down here I don't like it as much. Alright, so stocking done. Second on the agenda is we did a very lengthy and recorded hours of video making Lego while I knit on this stocking, and I'm going to throw it at the end as your moment of zen. It may be lengthy, but it will be condensed as much as possible so that you don't get too much of us doing Lego, but it will be fast forwarded and you will see us produce a finished product, the police station. We do this every year, as I've said in previous videos, but it's going to be fast and was huge files, therefore difficult for me to get my hands on because David uploaded them on his computer and they may live there forever. All right, finally, Wednesday. The Wednesday agenda is Rosita Knit-along. It's not going well. I am about to put you down so that you can see what's going to happen. Because you know that Lifeline I put in? We're going back to it. I'm missing one stitch. It's just one stitch, but for the life of me, I can't find it, and I'm sick of looking. I also have a section that I ripped down about 4 or 5 rows, and I'm not pleased with the way it looks. The tension is wonky. So it seems like this shawl is going to become stuck on the second repeat. I refuse to let it end up there, but boy is it it's fighting to go in the naughty chair. It definitely is. And I'm going to do my best to keep it out, but I'm getting frustrated. Repeat 3. I've done 2 repeats. It shouldn't be so dang hard to do repeat 3, but it seems to be happening. Now, wish me luck because I have to take out all the stitch markers, which means it's going to be quite the task to figure out where they go when I get down to my Lifeline and put it back. Hence, a reason to have left those stitch markers in to begin with. I'm kind of rethinking my whole stitch marker dilemma. I could sacrifice stitch markers and have a set that's in reserve for this situation. Maybe I was wrong when I said, hey, don't go under your stitch markers. right, so we're going to rip down. Oh, I have a loose one. We're going to rip down until we hit the blue line, and that is right now. This is my last line. And then what I'll do is right next to the blue line of yarn that I put in there before, we're going to put the needles back on. And it's exactly a repeat of what I did to install the Lifeline, correct? So I had the needles on, and I took a darning needle and threaded in this piece of yarn. Now I'm going to use the yarn and my knitting needle to put it back on. Just like we would there we go. Shoot, whatever they call it. A temporary, I'll come up with the word and I'll stick it over here somewhere. Can't think of the name of the word for it. A temporary cast on. All right, I'm going to go in here and pick these stitches up, hopefully in the right direction. But every stitch goes on right where I have the blue yarn in place. I'm going to attempt to also put in all my stitch markers because I know that there should be 5 and then a large stitch marker right here. There should be, I believe, 1. I'm going to check my pattern actually. Where is my pattern? We're going to go back down here. This was the last one before we move on to this one, and I make 1. So it looks like there should be pairs of 10s, hopefully. So there should be 1 of these, and then another 1 of these, another big one with nothing in between because I'm going to make that one when I do that round. And then there should be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to pick up 10 more. And if in doubt, where is it? I just pull on both sides of that and it'll pop up. Pull on both sides of the yarn and look for, like this is a yarn over. So we've got that one. I'm going to try and avoid that yarn. Keep it to the bottom. That's a yarn over. And then there's a knit one. And just kind of keep my Lifeline down to the bottom so it doesn't get in the way. Some of these may end up twisted, but that's okay. It'll be 10 more this time. Let's try to keep this in view for you. Another yarn over. Let's make sure that is indeed a yarn over. I think there's another stitch there. Oh, see? Oh, what is that? I'm gonna pull this up. I think what this is an undoing stitch. And this is, you gotta be really careful to pull on those stitches. So there's that. And then there's a yarn over. And I would have been smarter to put this Lifeline in after I did the purl row. I'm pretty sure. Another yarn over. And another stitch. Let's see where we are numbers wise. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Ooh, that one needs to go back there. 10. So here is, and hopefully you can see this, a bit of a scary scenario. Just go cautiously. I happen to know that this is a double decrease followed by a yarn over, so I know that I can make sure and pick that up properly. So this is yarn over, double decrease, another yarn over. So when I'm looking at my Lifeline, I can make sure and not make a mistake there. All right, I'm going to carry on here until I get to the end, and I'll show you what it looks like loaded up again. I almost forgot that we are now moving on to, and I told you this in the last video, 5 stitches, 2 large stitch markers to mark the increase space, and then 5 groups of 10, and then another 2 large stitch markers to mark the increase space. Whoops! Stitch markers to mark the increase space, and then 5 groups of 10. 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2 across. So hopefully this will work out for me on this. I'll let you know. All right, we're back. I've got everything up. I've even done my purl row, and I've picked it up. I did pick it up wrong at first. It was supposed to be 1 stitch in between the big stitch markers, but that was easily figured out after I got into the rhythm of the thing. I also missed, well, I almost missed 1 stitch picked up because I happened to have captured a yarn over. You really need to pull on that lifeline and make sure that you're picking up all the stitches. But I'm back, and now I can restart last week on this again. So again, we're going to have a week out at least before I get this 3rd repeat done. Maybe 2, because remember, every time you do this, each repeat, this expands quite a bit. So again, this is another week on the Rosita knit-along. Hopefully next week I'll have something good to show you. I mean, not that I didn't today, right? It was a lesson learned. Remember, I'm going to take you out with the Lego build. If you like this channel, make sure and subscribe and give this a thumbs up, leave a comment. Is anybody working on the Rosita Shawl? I know I've sold kits, but nobody comments really, so I don't know if anybody out there is working on it. Maybe I'm the only one having trouble. Let me know. All right, I'll see you we're back to the twice a week schedule. What is my twice a week schedule? Monday. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I know Wednesday's one day. Is it Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, probably. All right, I'll see ya. Bye.